It's Friday, also January the 22nd, but more importantly, it's Friday, and I'm always blessed and thrilled to have you here, but even more so on a Friday. Can you tell I'm glad it's Friday? Well, as is most everyone, I am sure. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk about the potential of some heavy rain adding up to possibly inches total rainfall coming our way relatively soon. We've got a few sunny days in the forecast, one staring at us tomorrow, the last one for a little while. We'll also talk about what was discussed at last night's McGoffin County Board of Education meeting as the official return to in-classroom teachings at the McGoffin County High School in the McGoffin County School District, I should say. After some debate, possibly, there was an announcement made, also a new meeting date set as well for school board meetings, and some other business from last night's meeting that we'll cover. I also will, through the McGoffin County Judge Executive's Office, be making a major announcement for McGoffin County, one I consider to be major and one that has been needed for decades and decades, realized but just never really attainable for a lot of very understandable reasons, money and time and support and the like. And well, I think I'm pretty sure it's a first for McGoffin County, is just around the corner and in the works. We'll announce that. The McGoffin County Community Center, the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center, opening limited starting Monday morning. I'll tell you how that's going to work, and a few other things. I want to say before I go any further, we had some calls in regards to some audio difficulty during one of the feeds last night. If at any time you experience any audio or video problems with your news today, be sure and call your particular provider. Right now, everything is running very stable and smooth with all the updates that we have done, certainly since we made the move to the Sagersville Independent and Your News Today location a couple of years ago, but even as of late with some more advancements, the feed out of here is running very stable and very well. So if you do experience at any time any audio or video issues, please call your cable provider. But be sure and let us know when something is amiss. With that said, it's a billion with a B. That's what the Mega Million, just to let you know, is up to tonight. And just to let you know, that's plenty enough to go around and share with your local news personality. That is the kind of money, and someone very likely is going to win. Someone won $750 million just earlier this week in the Powerball that you could give to a whole lot of people and make a whole lot of changes in a whole lot of our part of the world. $1 billion up for grabs tonight. The Powerball hasn't been hit, the Mega Millions hasn't been hit in its entirety with all six numbers since September, I guess, and has now grown to $1 billion. I'm going to start our headlines tonight. We've got, of course, COVID updates as well, but I'm going to start off with some good news in just a few moments about a major, monumental announcement from McGoffin County. I'll be right back. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Of all the boxes you've been opening, this one right here will always be the tastiest, because inside is our famous recipe for the meal dreams are made of. Hot pies, stuffed with everything you crave. Always hot and always fresh. Always at your Sagersville, Lee's famous recipe. I feel very safe and confident in calling it a pretty monumental announcement, quite easily. Addressing a need here in McGoffin County that's decades old. It's been often yearned for by animal lovers as well as those who encounter problems with strays or loose animals, and sometimes, of course, those are the same individuals. It's often been proposed and thought about, but most always a series of logistics just got in the way every time it was brought up before the local government. Those logistics being money, manpower, a facility, continued support from local government and the community alike, and there's always been another easier and more economical solution. Not necessarily a better solution, but that being contracting with other county animal shelters to address Magoffin County's needs. For the past many years, it's been the Lawrence County Animal Shelter. But I'm thrilled to say that is no more tonight. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a devout animal lover to the core, and I, like many of you out there as well, still, sometimes often, and to be honest, in Dixie, more often than I care to have to say, have a problem with strays, loose animals. You know, sometimes they're just a nuisance. Sometimes animals, dogs, can be aggressive. We've seen that everywhere, and that's just life everywhere as well. They can cause damage, and of course, there are times that we can't walk our own animals on a leash up and down Dixie Avenue for the threat of aggressive dogs that are running loose, and many of them being strays. The Magoffin County Fiscal Court and the Judge Executive's Office today announcing, however, a local and what will be, we believe, a permanent remedy to that situation. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, this will be the first permanent animal shelter in Magoffin County. Regardless, anyone out there who has ever seen any of the coverage that I've done over the years with the Johnson County Animal Shelter, or who has ever been there, knows what a massive undertaking such an operation is. The time, money, the dedication to properly care for and find homes for hundreds and hundreds of dogs and cats per year is astounding. The food, the utilities, the vet bills, the supplies, the manpower, and it all cannot be done on local government support alone. It takes volunteers, community partners of a like mind to make a shelter succeed. And now is the opportunity for all of those who have voiced their concerns over the years and wants for one of our own to step up.
As you said, this has been an ongoing issue for quite a while. We've had to contract with animal shelter in Lawrence County, and that contract is extremely restrictive. It requires us to only be able to take animals, dogs and cats primarily, that are non-vicious, and we could only do it between 10 and 12, 10 and 1 on Fridays. So what we're doing now is we're going to put an addition onto the recycle center. We've already started that process. We're not going to invest a whole lot in it, but we're going to create enough space to house what we think we can handle. The funding, we're not going to have to put a whole lot of money out right now, but what we're going to do is we'll use some of the residual funds that we got after we got some reimbursements back from the CARES Act. That freed up some of my general fund dollars, not a significant amount, but some. And the contract is expiring with Lawrence County, so it's the opportune time now to make that transition.
Wireman says the county will utilize the about $8,000 a year they spend with the Lawrence County Animal Shelter to build an enclosed, climate-controlled 14 by 80 structure next to the Magoffin County Recycling Center on East Maple Street. That $8,000, along with other resources that the county has and will have to acquire. The county has an animal control officer. They've purchased a climate-controlled animal transport vehicle. And right now, at this very moment, they're starting a campaign asking for volunteers to bridge all the gaps that they're going to have.
We've talked to some folks that may want to come in and be more or less consultants and work with us to help us get these pets or these animals adopted out as pets where we can. And we've already made one contact in Bath County where we're utilizing now. It doesn't cost the county anything to use that. We've talked to the veterinarians in the area, and they're willing to work with us so that we can have their services, especially in emergency situations, because that's been one of the major problems that we've had is when we've had injured animals, we had nowhere to house them, we had nowhere to take them, we had no veterinarians per se that we could come in on an emergency. So we're working on all those things, and hopefully we'll get a handle on it and be able to take care of our own and won't be dependent on other places anymore.
And there are already plans in the works for a larger permanent location in Magoffin County. as you saw in the video, still just bare ground where this temporary facility is going to be, but they've already been making a lot of preparations to begin construction very, very soon. A lot of the existing structure that it's going to be attached to at the recycling center had to have some extensive repairs. They had to handle some drainage issues and the like, and it's going to be just in the coming days that you're really going to start to see this come together, and I'll be doing a follow-up or several thereafter. More headlines thereafter these commercials. This home is back on the market in Dixie of Sagersville, just steps away from the Ramey Park and downtown. One family-owned since the 1950s, it's practically ready to move into and perfect for a remodel that would make it an incredible home and investment. Original hardwood floors throughout, an extra-large upstairs, 4 bedrooms in all, 2 baths, a basement, serviced central heat and air, all on a prime lot well over a half an acre. And the original asking price of $147,500 has been reduced. Call 606-349-3699 for an appointment to view or for more information. Know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sagersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sagersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer. Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424. The McGoffin County Board of Education discussed at length when they will get back to the classroom. They had already made an announcement, but there seemed to be some information that was starting to circulate that they may be changing that date of February the 1st and moving it up. The superintendent and Board of Education addressed that last night and discussed why they chose to continue on with their plans and elaborated some more. It's very important information. I'll have that in just a few moments. Let's get to your COVID updates tonight. Not much happening locally. That's a good thing. 10 cases yesterday, one of the highest days we've seen in McGoffin County for a number of days. 3 total cases, though, reported today. Much, much better. No other announcement really to make from our public health director here in McGoffin County, except to say that they are still on par and on track to receive the vaccines for those 190, 200 individuals in the McGoffin County school system which opted in to take the vaccine. A little more than 55% or so of the total employment in the school system. With that said, there were some other statistics, though, presented today as we continue to get updated on the coronavirus this Friday. Today's incident rate map, which hadn't been posted as of airtime, was unavailable. So I'm using yesterday's, which was unavailable as of airtime yesterday, so it's still new news. McGoffin County yesterday was down to 18.8. I don't recall the last time we were there. It would have to take a little research. It's just good news, and let's leave it at that. Johnson still at 43.8. Floyd County at 62.2. You can see what other neighboring counties are doing as we hope those numbers continue along that trend. As for our state update today, the governor's office reporting 2,756 cases today. New deaths after a record-setting day yesterday at 36. The positivity rate considerably down, 10.8%. Been in the 12s for many, many days on end. Total deaths across the Commonwealth, 3,337, still almost 200, which is almost the daily average always on a ventilator in hospitals across the Commonwealth. Next, a community calendar with some announcements and reminders brought to you, as always, by your local Farm Bureau agent, Doug Green. Yesterday, I received an announcement from the Sagersville Waterworks of a boil water advisory issued for residents of Broadway Street in Sagersville. I have not received any other information otherwise, so you are still being asked to boil your cooking or drinking water for 3 minutes if you live on Broadway in Sagersville. And you need to call the McGoffin County Extension Service and ask them any questions, if you have any, about their annual root stock orders apple and pear grafting rootstock. Orders taken now through February the 5th for several different varieties. But you need to get those orders in. Call 349-3216 to your Magoffin County Extension Service. And call me when you've got announcements for your church, group, club, organization, or any birthdays or anniversaries you want anyone to know about. That information is going to pop up on your screen. And if you want birthdays, birth announcements, or anniversaries published for free as well in the Sagersville Independent, well, those go down at the bottom of your screen there to that email. My office manager, Joe, J-O, at SagersvilleIndependent.com. Turning to obituary listings for this Friday, reminders tonight include that for services of 67-year-old Barbara Allen Richmond, formerly of Magoffin County, who passed away on Saturday. Funeral services conducted tomorrow morning at 11 at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And a reminder as well of a memorial service to be held in the honor of 85-year-old Eula Bailey Sloan of Hilliard, Ohio. That will be tomorrow at the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church beginning at 11 in the morning. And also, we've received word of the passing today of Miss Evelyn Harvey, 86, of Sagersville, who passed away yesterday at the Baptist Health Hospital in Lexington. Arrangements and completed this hour but being made at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has two great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. Go with All Pro and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. The Lloyd M. Hall Community Center in downtown Sagersville has been shuttered per the pandemic, but it is about to open this coming Monday morning on a limited basis. Magoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wireman told me in discussion yesterday with the Before Ran report that the community center will be opening Monday morning and will be open Monday through Fridays from 8 until 4. This is for the limited purpose of getting some exercise, walking around the gymnasium floor, which, remember, it's a beautiful new floor and complete new inside facility, so it's very, very nice. And there are, of course, some stipulations. No groups, individuals can go walk out of the cold. You will be offered a mask if you do not bring your own, but you have to wear a mask when you enter the building, and of course social distancing is required. But you are able to use the facility for a little exercise and making a few rounds Monday through Friday, 8 till 4. They say that they will start, that being the county government, start to open it up to small groups and maybe some basketball games, hopefully, just as soon as possible. I need to stress, however, that that does not include the Senior Citizens Center. They still have to wait until the Division of Aging gives them the authority and go ahead to open. The seniors can still come to the window and pick up a meal, or they can call in and they'll bring it to the parking lot. So keep that in mind. Just the gymnasium and just for individuals to go in and get some exercise. And everyone's needing to stretch their legs a little more than ever, I think, at this time. Magoffin County Board of Education met in regular session last night. They set their new meeting date going forward for this year for the third Thursday of the month, 6 o'clock, and they're going to continue to meet at the Magoffin County High School instead of rotating around each school per the pandemic for the time being. They discovered a couple of things in depth in regards to getting back to class. They had, as I had with us, the superintendent of schools, Scott Hilton, just days ago, announcing that February the 1st would be the day that they would go back to the hybrid situation, 2 days in class and for one group, 2 days for another, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off for everyone, virtual, and Thursday, Friday for the other half of the students who choose to go back to school. After analyzing the data that we get from the state, after talking with the Magafa County Health Department, who is confirming that they'll be able to vaccinate all those teachers and school personnel who opted in by the end of next week, it was recommended by Superintendent Scott Helton that the board continue with plans to get back to that hybrid in-classroom model on Monday, February the 1st.
They should be receiving some of the needles and shots as early as Friday, possibly Monday, on the 25th. And if they receive the number of 200, we can have all of our staff that's signed up to be vaccinated by February 1st. And I want to take a minute and say I understand that we have students and staff that are out there and fall behind, and I understand because I have my own children. But I think if we stick with the first and try to get as many people in our system vaccinated, that it'll keep them being able to work and not having to work hard subs and don't have subs. And if we can get back on the first, we may be able to stay in and not be in and out for that process. But I'm going to make one recommendation. Our 9 weeks grading period, I know that we've got a lot of kids out there that's falling behind on their work, and I'm going to ask the principals to listen to me. That ends on the 25th. But we're going to start our new grading period on February the 1st. So there's going to be 4 days there that I would ask that they would allow their teachers to help those kids during that 4 days to be available for those that are falling behind. And not take those grades on that second 9 weeks and calculate them until the end of that Friday, so that they can have some time to get caught back up and not feel the pressure for the 25th. They need to be working on it right now. But if they're still behind after the 25th, give them an extension and be there to assist those days to get these children trying to get caught up, so we don't have so many kids trying to fail or fall behind. That's not the intent of this. We need to be accessible and working for their children. But our goal is to get them back face to face. And on February the 1st, unless it's bad weather, I'm going to ask that we're going to start back. We're going to run buses. We're going to start back with our hybrid. Unless you all have any objections, we'll start back with hybrid A and B. On Monday, Tuesday, A, and Thursday, Friday, B will go, and Wednesdays will be sanitation. And hopefully those kids that want to return, if you've not signed up to come back to class in the fall, you might need to contact your schools and let them know if you're interested in starting back face-to-face this spring on February 1st, and you can kind of get an angle so we can get an idea of how many and how it's going to work with the placements. But February 1st, unless bad weather's are, we're going to come back, unless you all have something different that you want to say.
The board agreed with Helton's suggestion, and board member and local pharmacist Jesse Rudd also suggested that the school district might as well look at adjusting the system's own guidelines in response to the critical level or red zone as indicated by the state in the future.
I think that we as a board should potentially consider moving our motivator guidance a little bit. Right now, anything above 25 cases per 100,000 people, we're in the red. So I would ask that Mr. Helton, Mr. Watson, over at the board, maybe look into possibly moving that metric up to 50 cases per 100,000 people. See if there's already some districts out there that may have already implemented this, maybe following it, if they're having success from it. Because right now, if our county is averaging 3 positives a day, a little over 3, we're in the red.
Keeps us in the red.
And we're not going to be able to stay on a hybrid model like that. So I think we as a board have to consider taking some kind of action in order to try to provide, a hybrid schedule for our students in the safest environment. But also with that, 50 cases per 100, that's the community. I would add that, we also monitor internally. If there is internal that we go above the 25 per 100,000, then yes, we need to be vertical.
With school personnel or students or anything like that. I understand.
Rudd also thought that the February 1st start date was smart to allow any of the teachers which are going to get vaccinated next week a little bit of a grace period, for lack of a better term, in regards to possibly experiencing any of the mild symptoms that a small number of people are experiencing when they receive the vaccine. Superintendent Helton also says that he very well understands the concerns of his teachers and school staff, but that he still encourages everyone who did not opt in during the first opportunity to do so and get the vaccine as soon as possible. Not mandatory, but highly, highly suggested and encouraged. All right, let's talk about the potential rainfall that we're set to see. Not tomorrow, a sunny, albeit chilly one in store for the first half of your weekend, but we essentially are looking at the possibility of 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain in totality from Sunday, late Sunday into your Monday, but I'll get to that in just a few seconds. Let's start with the short term, where it's going to be a cold one tonight. We've been talking about it for days, down into the teens, but the upper teens right now. 18 degrees expected for nighttime lows under mostly clear skies. Nothing more than a light northwesterly wind to accompany that. Fortunately, not very windy, not as windy as the past several days, but 18 degrees nonetheless. Tomorrow, a chilly Saturday lies ahead, 36, sunny and nice, but 36 degrees for your Saturday, and then a low tomorrow night, improving at 23. But we've got a series of systems that are going to roll through. We've got a warm front, we've got some colder air thereafter. The bottom line is that Sunday will hit around the mid-40s by midday or so. Only about a 30% chance of showers around 2 or 3 Sunday afternoon. But from there on, throughout the rest of your Sunday and Monday, those showers continue to increase and reach the peak of a 100% chance, or a sure thing, on your Monday. So showers are likely, the heaviest of which will start, I believe, mainly after midnight, 1, 2, or 3 late Sunday night, and continue into your Monday. Look at that, 45 Sunday, 56 on your Monday. Showers Monday as well could be heavy at times and are likely to stick around until 10 or 11 o'clock Monday night. And those 2 days could add up to a couple of inches, maybe even as much as 3 of rainfall. So keep that in the back of your mind throughout the latter half of your weekend. Could cause some flooding issues. We know where those places are and what happens. We've lived it for our lives, but keep it in mind. Tuesday, 47, mostly cloudy and calm. Wednesday, 45, partly sunny, and precipitation chances make their way back in. Another setup gives us a 40% chance of some rain and snow Wednesday. 38, lingering snow showers, possibly Thursday with a little sun, and then sun in 42 this time next week. And that's going to wrap it up for tonight and for this week. Good luck if you're going to play the Mega Millions, and good weekend to you all, and I'll see you back here Monday. Good night.